Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. Hi. Caroline would like me to announce that you please, in the Zoom room, have your full name on listed properly on your square. Right? We are going to record the presentation for those who can't be here, and then before the question and answer, we'll stop the recording. So we're going to have the presentation, go through the slides, and then we'll take questions. Okay? Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm Brenda Elsie. I'm co-chairing the Gen Ed Task Force 100 with Craig Rasici and Matt Smiley, who's across the street at an honors defense. He'd like you to know he'll be here soon. Let's just get started. Okay, so this is our task force. We have representatives from all of the schools, and we would like to thank them heartily. They've been doing tireless work throughout the semester. Many of you are here. It's also good for you to know, in the case that you'd like to interface with your representative, talk to them, give them feedback. They are here to be your sort of reps on this task force. Okay. Dancing. There we go. So if you remember, at the end of last semester, we presented learning goals to you. There we go. We presented learning goals to you that we had crafted. We took your feedback. We listened to you. We revised them pretty extensively. And then we had a faculty survey that we distributed in December. This is the result of said survey. And you can see more information on our website if you'd like to check it out. But these were the reactions, and we were heartened that they were very positive. We appreciate everyone's feedback and just engagement with the process. They indicated very strong support. A lot of that was because of your suggestions that help refine those learning goals. This has been our process throughout the spring. We've analyzed that data. We participated in some teaching and learning conference activities. We do host and continue to host ongoing listening sessions. It's lonely when you don't come, so we do welcome your presence. Today was very sad for me, just in McEwen, so do hit us up Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and 2:15. We have held ongoing consultations with the academic units around campus, done a ton of research, and met with people from other universities that have tried and successfully revised their Gen Ed. We have also held consultations with advising, with student groups, etc. But now we're looking ahead to the next step. And what we're looking to do is to get you all to participate once again in a fairly monumental survey. And I know that you don't have any lack of surveys to fill out, especially this time of year, but we would really appreciate if you could engage with this one. And this presentation is not going to be a representation of decisions that we have already made. Instead, it is supposed to be the building blocks, the foundation of the survey that we are going to send out next week, that we are hoping that you can respond to. We'll take that information along with our research and all of our consultations and try to draft a single model to present in early fall. And then we will get feedback and have a vote on said model. So this will be based on the feedback we get today, but even more so, we imagine that this is going to be a lot of information for you. Our esteemed colleague, Liz Trumbull, has made a handout, which she has that might help with some of it. But don't think that this is your one and only opportunity. We are ongoing in terms of refining this instrument that we hope to sort of circulate starting late next week or the following. Okay, so these are the broad educational Gen Ed structures that we have considered, and they're disciplinary based, they're competency based, and then there's an integrated approach to each of those. I don't know, I don't think I can stand too far away from here, but it's not like I'd be doing anything that fun anyway. And then here are the cross-cutting requirements that impact structures regardless, including first-year experiences, writing, languages other than English, and experiential and community engaged learning. So we're going to go through those. And those are the types of, or those are the categories that we're hoping to survey the faculty on in different ways. This is a general definition as best we can. This gets really weedy and a little bit complicated. For those of you that do a lot of advising, you might already know this and have looked at other institutions in the way that they operate. For those of you that haven't, it might be kind of new. So again, it might be a lot to absorb. This is a disciplinary-based model. Generally, the requirements are organized around academic discipline. Then there's a competency model around transferable skills for work and life. These are some of the examples of that. Then we have this fun line here in green to indicate that both of these models can be integrated approaches which have thematically linked courses, so that both of those models can have different degrees of integration. I can't take questions yet, but I will. Okay, so the first requirement that we're going to kind of ask you about is a first-year experience. Right now, we have a variety of signature first-year experiences. We do not have one broad common experience. These are some of the examples that exist and have existed at Hofstra. Maybe some of you have participated or lead some of these programs. We have about 80% of our students that participate in first-year experiences. The data shows a little bit of variety in the success of those experiences across the university, but we're hoping to consider how we can best serve both the 80% and the 20% that don't have that experience. The national data, the research, especially that we've been given by the first year experience task force, but also our subcommittee, which considered this, strongly supported the need for a first year experience. We have here 3 options that are general. So when I'm talking about a survey and how we're trying to build the instrument, it would be very helpful also for you to be thinking about, are we setting this up so we get the answers and the data that we want from faculty? So we're trying to identify programs that have had integrity, that work together well in other places, and ask your reaction to these spaces. So there's the enhanced first year cluster, small 1-credit seminar, and then a 3-credit seminar. We should mention that the 3-credit seminar, which would be loosely organized around a common syllabus taught by a range of full-time faculty, has been endorsed by the university FYE task force. And so that was communicated to us recently. Maybe some of you are here. That this model, this 3-credit seminar, has been endorsed by the FYE task force, the separate body that is not us, but is a different task force convened by the university, and some of you, I think, are here on that. Okay, another one of the cross-cutting requirements that we are going to ask your feedback about is writing. Many faculty and students expressed concern about the writing requirement, or not, I don't want to put it in negative terms, hope of how to best deliver a writing requirement. And these are 3 models that I'm just going to leave it up here for a while because it's a lot to digest. These are 3 different models, each of which has their advantages and disadvantages. You can get into those. There's no perfect answer. Writing was essential. Writing and expression, we should say, was a central concern. You can see here, I should maybe point out that in the 3rd, it also addresses different kinds of expression, not only writing, but visual and oral communication, which was a part of our consultation with faculty. They said that they found that the gen ed could serve students perhaps in a more robust way through that kind of a requirement. So, okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Are they able to hear me? Well, they can read, I guess, if not, hopefully. Okay. Other requirements that impact throughout, no matter what structure Hofstra is to adopt. is language other than English. Again, many faculty consultations in the fall expressed an interest in assessing the language other than English requirements. There are already a variety of degrees that approach the language other than English requirement differently, but we are hoping to build a model that works together and serves students. And so we're asking you to assess this aspect of the general education. So right now, what is currently in place is the one that you'll see here, right, over to the left. And then these are two other models that are out there. Now, of course, these things are somewhat dependent, right? A lot of these pieces fit together in a puzzle that will depend on one another. But what we're looking for is to understand how the faculty respond to each of these options. We know that faculty can be unhappy with one or a different type of requirement, but we don't know how much and which aspect exactly. So the survey is intended to really take a temperature on the specifics of this, rather than advocate for one thing that you have to choose. They can hear okay?
Yes.
Great. I'm gonna stay right here. No more dancing. All right. Okay. Now here is a requirement that we don't have yet per se, right? Like the first year. And we're interested in how the faculty would respond to this. Community engagement and experiential learning opportunities are valued in across the nation in different various forms of Gen Ed. And so these are three models of how we might more robustly integrate that into our curriculum. To a certain extent, we have field trips that can be offered and are offered through FYE. So it's not that there aren't any of this existing, but the idea is to create something more intentional and uniform across the Gen Ed curriculum. So this is a really good slide, right? What would any of this look like when put together? So we've created scenarios. These, I should go back before you even look, in the sense that these are scenarios that try to take the three options, present them all in different scenarios so that it's another way to assess your reaction to them. We are trying to give you something to look at, not because we are trying to tell you what to do or think, but because a lot of faculty respond to looking at the individual requirements, and their question is, that's fine, but I can't imagine how it would work together. So in answer to that, we tried to come up with three scenarios that would present all of the other scenarios, but together. So here is one scenario that is a possibility. I'm just going to leave that up for a minute. This would incorporate a first-year seminar. This would incorporate WSC1, LOTE, in 6 credits, upper level writing course, experiential learning. And we're gonna survey you on your reaction to the piece. Lisa promise when I'm done, we'll go right to questions. With the what? Does it match with? Oh. Yes. So this is, yeah, the blue. No, it's okay. Oh, right. Sorry about that. So Lisa's question was, did this disciplinary line up with the prior slide that said disciplinary? And yeah. Okay, so the sliders on the right measure the degree of change in each of the cross-cutting requirements. So over to your left is less change, in each of those, and the other is more change. Okay. I'm gonna move on. We'll come back. We'll don't you worry. And again, we're of course gonna post these to the website, all of the slides, so you'll be able to digest them prior to the survey, ask questions, and we're here to refine things that are unclear. There's a competency model. So when we were talking before about the idea of having a model based around competencies that could be transferable skills in life and work. That's the way a lot of gen eds work that are not disciplinary. These are just the examples that are linked to the learning goal. So these are competencies that are suggested based upon the learning goals, which did have a lot of enthusiasm among the faculty. Maybe not as competencies. We'll find that out from you, but maybe as. And again, that slider over there is kind of trying to assess how much change that would be in the cross-cutting requirements. It's a little bit fungible in the sense that sometimes there's ranges. I wish you could see your smart speaker. Look at this. I feel like there's so many calculators. And there it is. Going off. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Again, we're gonna come back. This is it. This is just the first intro. Okay. Now remember what I said, the two models, the disciplinary and the competency, also have various degrees of integration as a possibility. That's like to say integrative is to take linked courses, or the idea of a thematic, maybe sometimes a problem. And we're going to give you an example of what that might look like in a minute. But this is one example of the larger, how it would fit into the larger. So this, for example, is, you know, lower change in LOTE, higher in FYE, because we currently don't have a 3-credit seminar that is required. Some programs, but this is would be new for the HCLES and as a requirement. So we said that there were majority of first-year students already doing these from their seminar or experience. Here's just an example of when we say integration and linked courses. This is actually just I don't know, just thing blocking. These are under a disciplinary view. You can see that it has to do with the areas or fields of study, natural science and mathematics, humanities, social science. These are examples of Hofstra courses already. And then under the competency model, you can see how these courses might fit. I mean, this is just obviously an idea. It's not. Okay, so this is just the first go around. We're going to go back to those slides. But these are the types of questions that we are going to build the survey around, the types of things that we would like your input on in terms of how we refine an instrument, how we should rethink. Are there things we haven't thought of as a task force? Are there things that we should stop thinking about? I know all of those types of questions. So I think we're going to end up going back and forth between a lot of these slides. So I'm not sure, maybe I'll leave on this one since it's neutral and you can tell us which direction to go in, okay? So we're going to just wrap that up. And Craig, you want to join me and we'll take all the